Welcome to Scale Demo Day. I'm Nicole. I am co-leading the Scale Accelerator program with Yuki, with the green dress over there. So basically, 2 months ago, we had an idea of picking out the best startups that are building multimodal agents, and then we want to give them infrastructure. We want to support them with mentorship. So we started this Scale Accelerator program as our GTM initiative as well. So what is GMI? So basically, everyone who are in our cohort built on GMI infrastructure. So underneath the program, we have multiple data centers all around the world, North America, Europe, APAC. We're expanding, and we have NVIDIA's the newest chips like Vera Rubin, Blackwell, and we also support them with full modality. We have 170 plus models on our console, and the latest, the best one like OpenAI, Gemini, they can all get access to one API endpoint. And so as a result, some of our clients, like Hicksfield, they got 65% down on their inference latency, and Utopia Legal Sign.ai as well. So they've been building on GMI cloud infrastructure and NVIDIA. We have NVIDIA representative here as well, and then I want to give him a couple minutes to introduce himself as well.
Thanks, Nicole. So hi, everyone. My name is Eli. I help support go-to-market for our cloud partners here at NVIDIA. It's a big thank you to everyone from the GMI team for putting this event together. There's a lot of effort that goes into putting something like this together, so it really shows that I'm super excited to be here. I get the honor of helping kick this off, so officially welcome to you guys coming to this event. Scale was a huge effort for both teams to put together, but here you guys are. This thing was incredible. It looks really great right now, so thank you guys for pulling up. NVIDIA is here today because of our partnership in collaboration with GMI, and it's one that I personally am super proud of. GMI is just one of a few reference platform NVIDIA cloud partners, and that is a very small selective group of cloud partners that is performance validated and benchmarked for some of the most demanding AI workloads on infrastructure. And so it's not just compatible for builders, but it's optimized for builders as well. They were a launch partner for Nemotron 3 Nano Omni, which was our new latest open model launch. And so when we were bringing that to market, GMI was already on it with technical readiness and full support. And that's the depth of our technical relationship that we have together. And so when the GMI team said that they were building an accelerator for AI startups, NVIDIA wanted to be a part of it, especially as part of or being able to support with speakers or sponsorship and hopefully new ongoing support for the sponsors or for the cohort that is here today. And that is a part of the NVIDIA Inception program as well. And so when people ask, especially the startups team, what NVIDIA looks for in early stage AI companies, I'll be the first to tell you. We want to see breakthrough ideas using our tech stack, making real progress in spaces that matter. So healthcare, climate, robotics, education, the stuff where AI isn't just a feature, but it's a part of a whole stack. We love founders who are doing something that is genuinely impossible before they showed up. And that's what gets us excited. So looking around this room, I think that's exactly what's happening here. I see builders and founders that are interested in tackling tough problems and solving for difficult markets. I also want to spend a minute on the NVIDIA Inception program as well, though a little deeper, because I don't think a lot of people have heard of it or are very sure of what we do. So it is our global program for AI startups, and we partner closely with GMI Cloud. It's free to join. There's no equity, there's no application window, and it supports startups up to 10 years in. And it's designed to support you for the long haul, but not just while you're early. So what you get is developer training, access to our SDKs and models, preferred pricing on NVIDIA hardware, software, free cloud credits through our partners like GMI, and connections to VCs, enterprise customers, and our product teams internal to NVIDIA. So the honest version is that the more you build an NVIDIA stack, the more doors that open. Co-marketing, GTC, in-ventures, introductions, all that compounds. If you're not in it yet, it's nvidia.com/startups, and it takes only a few minutes to fill out the form. The GMI team is fully behind every company you're about to see. We support these companies as well. They're building on our infrastructure. They're doing really cool stuff. So to our cohort and everyone that's about to present after me, show them what you built. This is super exciting, and this is a really big chance for you guys. So let's get started.
Thank you, Eli. Also want to show you guys a quick video of what we've been doing under the programming.
Cause every time that I try to run from your love, it's like I fall right back into your arms.
Yeah, I also want to shout out to our partner. You guys saw like the step and repeat banner outside. See, a lot of you guys are taking pictures. Huge thanks to all these partners who give us credits, who sponsor for funds and also just like community initiatives. Shout out to them if you guys are here. Yeah. And our mentors, you guys been talking one-on-one with our cohort. A lot of you guys are successful founders or yeah, just people that are in general, like give them feedback, help them with navigating their startup life. Thank you guys so much. And just want to introduce our cohort. We have 25 teams building their live products, shipped it in 4 weeks, and we will have 18 of them actually presenting today. So very excited. And I also want to introduce, we have an ambassador program coming out. And here's the QR code if you want to scan it. Basically, you will be helping us do events around the world, hackathons, helping people to get to know more about GMI and our partners. We'll also have cohort 2 coming out in fall. Our targets are going to be developer tools, coding AI, multimodal applications, physical AI, and robotics. So if you fall under any of these categories, please apply, and we will have a lot better to offer. And so for today, agenda will be, you guys had lunch a little bit. We will have more food coming out after the demo around 4 p.m. And then we will have all the founders demo. The sequence will be the same as Luma page. We will have some partner and mentor to kind of speak on our behalf. And also we got some investor here. Think Patrick from, sorry, didn't remember, but you guys are all here judging. Thank you guys so much for coming. All right, let's start our demo. I think the first one's Eugene. Oh, sorry, is Estuary Spencer Lin. Yay, welcome.
Hi, everyone. My name is Spencer Lin, and I'm coming in with 5 years of AI and XR research from USC. I like to say I never outgrew my imaginary friends, and I've just been obsessed with pulling my favorite characters out from the screen into the real world. So to do that, I'm building Estuary, infrastructure for AI characters that see and remember. To start things off, what's a character? We define it as AI personalities with a body. So think AI companions, digital humans, and game NPCs. The biggest challenge right now is it's a huge integration problem. You need voice, memory, animations, and so on. Consumer apps, game studios, and enterprises can either stitch together generic APIs or build their own infrastructure, neither of which are ideal. So that's where Estuary comes in. We integrate memory, voice, and perception into one API. Our North Star is to power characters that really understand their world and users over long periods of time. Our memory system is designed around ingesting multimodal information and for fast recall, specifically during voice conversations. And on the right, you can see Axiom, our cute little mascot, moving and interacting in the real world on the Apple Vision Pro. You can also check that out as one of our demos later. How this all works is we provide a platform where you can author your character's persona, knowledge bank, and voice while being completely model agnostic. We manage and host the backend infra to run your character's cognition, perception, and expression, or their brain, so to speak. You can then deploy to a wide variety of platforms, including web, mobile, smart glasses, and game engines. To demonstrate how easy it is to use our software developer kits, we built Lumiere, a holographic character Polaroid, in 48 hours at the MIT Hard Mode Hackathon. It demonstrates the soul of Estuary from character creation all the way to interaction in just 30 seconds.
We built a holographic Polaroid that turns everyday objects into living AI characters. Point it at your mouse, keys, AirPods, anything. It photographs it, then generates a one-of-a-kind 3D character with its own voice, personality, and backstory.
And just like a real Polaroid, it takes a couple minutes to develop. Then, your character appears as a hologram right inside the camera and starts talking. Every character is completely unique. You'll never get the same one twice. This is Lumiere, built on Estuary.
Well, look who's decided to show up. I'm Minceworth, your friendly neighborhood candy with a penchant for telling it like it is.
Got any advice for how to update my LinkedIn?
The LinkedIn refresh, where everyone suddenly becomes a synergy maximizing results-driven thought leader, right? Here's the minty truth. Skip the corporate buzzword soup and actually tell people what you do and why you're good at it.
Uh, Thank you. So yeah, I mean, we did bring a unit. If anyone wants to give this a shot later. So the cool thing is you can actually print them out as little Polaroids. So literally, the characters travel with their own memories, and you tap your phone on these Polaroids, and you can bring them into augmented reality. I like to say it's my digital business card because you can also, check out our website when you tap the NFC. But anyway, come swing by if you want to give it a try. We completed a $20,000 pilot contract with the LA Metro and USC to power AI characters for the upcoming LA Olympics. That pilot just converted to the next phase, and we have 150K in our LOI pipeline. We hosted our first external developer cohort in partnership with Snap and USC to bring characters into the Snap Spectacle smart glasses. As a fun tidbit, Estuary began its life as a research project building Jarvis for NASA astronauts. We're building infrastructure because we always had to. There simply was no internet in space. The AI NPC market will be $5.5 billion by 2029. There are 60 million AI companion app downloads in the first half of 2025 alone. Characters are a massive market, but it doesn't have a backend yet. Greenfield projects are starting every day, and we're here to fill that need. Our vision is to empower characters that operate across any environment and form factor. Perception and memory are the big differentiators between chatbots and dynamic characters that understand their world and user. The decision space that characters operate in is immense. That's why we're focused on generative real-time animations that allow characters to act in any situation. Through maintaining model agnosticity, we're giving our customers maximum flexibility and access to the latest and greatest as they come. Our team is lean and capable. I built Estuary from the ground up solo, and I'm advised by Scott Fisher and Sharon Mosguy, who each have decades of research experience in the field of virtual characters. Thank you, everyone. This is Estuary. Please scan our code to connect.
Hi, I'm William. I'm CEO and founder of Touchdown Labs. Who here is wishing AI could be cheaper? Raise your hand. Who maxes out their Cloud Code max plan? Everyday Codex? Anyone? Gemini? All right. Well, I'm going to save your lives. Don't worry. So what I've been focusing on for the past 18 months, I've deliberately studied chip design, electrical engineering, mechanical engineering, kernel generation for NVIDIA and AMD up until this moment. And 2 weeks before GTC, I decided to go all in. And I want to make inference cheaper. So right now, GPU utilization is underutilized. And there's a whole bunch of different reasons for that. Maybe it's for XAI, or they have underutilized GPUs. Maybe that's why they sold to Anthropic to get that utilization, or maybe it's different workloads. They require different parts of the inference stack, and it's like a recipe. There's 10,000 parts of the recipe, and each minor tweak can have a lasting impact. And whether it's at the engine layer or a configuration layer, there's so many different possibilities. So in the future of inference, where it's disaggregated, where you'll see different inference engines from VLM, SGLang, self-hosting, API-based, I really want to sit above the layer on top of that. The solution is your engineers aren't going to be the expert engine configurations for every single inference engine, for every single workload, for all of your customers. There has to be some way to consolidate all of that. And I intend to build that. So right now, I actually today just released an open source CLI that you guys could check out right now. You can pip install it. It's called InfraGuard. As you can see, there's already different versions for it already. But here, if you're a Neo Cloud engineer, perhaps at GMI or NVIDIA, love any feedback. Again, it's open source, so contribute to it. I want to make this easier to diagnose and profile your specific workloads on different GPUs. Currently, it's only supporting for NVIDIA. But I want to expand support for AMD as well, for MI300s, 325 and 355X. Right here's also the website as well you can check out. Let me go back. And in terms of things that I've already shipped, a lot of it is going to be a lot of open source research. So I spent a good month working on AMD kernels, specifically for inline assembly plus HIP and some ADER tuning, and as well as kernel generation for A100s. I was prototyping some automated kernel generation for trying to beat Torch Compile, and I won the Open Environment Hackathon in March, so I validated a lot of the work I was doing. Shout out to that. And also, I'm contributing to a lot of open source for InferenceX, VLM, LM Cache, and SGLang to upfork a lot of the diagnostics that are required. And shout out to LM Cache. They do have a new observability layer that's very comprehensive that just came out, especially for KV cache offloading. And I really want to double down on the open sourceness, but also I really wanted to make simplify it and create an entire platform layer to kind of consolidate it from end to end, from audit to profile to optimization. And hopefully the end goal is to design and manufacture specific workload silicon. And yeah, hopefully make Cloud Code cheaper for you guys. But yeah, I'm going to spend the rest of my life doing this. I love it. Spent 18 months and yeah, find me in the corner. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Yvette, and so nice to meet you here. And I'm the founder of the Zen Trading. And we also have our team members, Matt and Sweetan, getting back. So right now, every retail investors and small funds actually want to add their agentic features into their existing workflow of managing their portfolio or strategies. But most of them not really having formed the most systematic ways of managing it into the live environment. So we're aiming to build this CentOS to do it right. So in Zen Trading, we're trying to turn the research into the production-ready strategies. So who is the CentOS for? As we can see, a lot of the tools right now are coming up for aiming to build this kind of ecosystems. I think the teams whose researchers should be only focused on generating the alpha, not to maintaining the data pipelines or very complex backtesting engines and execution systems. So we also do a lot of market research that actually have a lot market coverage. And also, I want to stress this most because we're aiming not only to build a very closed products, but building in public with those kind of communities where we actively building the content of sharing what we have built, where we attracted more than 3,850 plus subscribers, and inviting those who is very super active and interested as a quant researchers that can collaborate with us to better to do the evaluations with the agents in the whole workflows. And we also got a sponsorship from NVIDIA Inception program and also Neo4j for building these contextual layers. So what is a Xenios pipeline works? So there's core pipelines for building this traditional strategy. It's still mainly driven by machine learning strategy-based strategies, but we'll put every steps into agentic features. So here's one of the demos here. We actually write PPO-based strategies and submitting this onto our servers. And next will be kind of a model iterations to showing this different visualized by the results and do the model iterations. And here, because more and more integrations are actually better connecting with the agents, so we can actually better see the results and the agents to explain the difference for each rounds. So as for our next steps, we actually want to expand our strategies into more different data asset classes, and also continue building this agentic experiments across different model iterations. And for finally, there will be more and more visions for autonomous R&D during this strategy development. And if you're interested in agentic tradings and what will be, and you can really welcome to come to find us after this demo. Thank you.
I'm Joseph, the co-founder of Anthem AI. We crowdsource AI ads that don't look like AI. So how does that work? How do we separate the AI from the slop? I'm sure you see on your timeline all the time people with 6 fingers, abominations of animals, and whatever else you watch. So we set out to solve that problem. So what does that actually mean? I ran a comparison. I don't know, have any of you made ads with AI? Raise hands. A couple? Okay, a lot. So I ran a comparison. On the right side, we have a completely autonomous AI ad made. I prompted Claude, make me an ad for Liquid Death Sparkling Energy. I gave it Nano Banana 2 and Dance 2 and a product image. And I'll play it. Here we go. Okay, so this is pretty classic AI slop. It shows the product, but it doesn't actually sell the drink. There's no selling points, there's no storyline. It's, pretty random. There's like a wave crashing over top. Nothing's happening. Nobody's clicking on that. On the left side, we have a video made on Anthem by our professional AI freelancers in an actual campaign that we ran a couple of weeks ago.
Ladies and gentlemen, in the left corner, sponsored and currently being doused in Liquid Death Sparkling Energy, the Salt Dodger. And in the right corner, sponsored by Extreme Surge Mega Energy, Chemical Carl. The Salt Dodger is looking ready to go, but Chemical Carl is looking a little melted? Oh, that's probably the sucralose. You won't find that garbage in Liquid Death. Zero sugar, no sucralose, no aspartame, no taurine, no artificial colors. That's why champions choose Liquid Death Sparkling Energy Drink.
Okay, so much better. You get a cohesive storyline. It's a creative idea. It's, selling why Liquid Death is better than the alternatives. But what if you have a moral objection against slugs? You think they're ugly, or your audience does not respond well to that type of ad. That's why we crowdsource our ads. So we have 6,000 freelancers on our platform, and they all compete and submit videos for your one prompt that you give it. So you get hundreds of variations from that one prompt. So all you need to do is drop in a prompt, you get hundreds of creators to compete, and then the output is you get hundreds of variations within 72 hours. Now, why is Anthem so powerful? Our freelancers use our creative copilot, also called Anthem, so it's easy to remember. And the freelancers who use our copilot create ads that are higher converting, and they engage more on social media. So why can Anthem do this? Apart from being cute, he's also smart. The Anthem copilot knows how your videos are made and which performed best in your ad environment. So every campaign that you run makes the Anthem copilot better, not just for your brand, but for every brand on the Anthem platform. We collect how the videos are prompted, what models are used, and all of the data in editing and compilation, and rank the videos based on what the fellow creators liked about them, what the client liked about them, and then how they actually performed in the real world on social media, Facebook, Instagram Reels, TikTok. That's it. That's Anthem. If you want to scan our QR code, you can to book a meeting or connect, and our email. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Eugene. I'm founder of SignalLift. So SignalLift is the AI final field sales copilot for complex sales teams. It prepares every rep, guides every meeting, and updates every deal. CRM to CRM with every field meeting in between. Field sales is where the deal actually happens. A medical device rep walks into a hospital meeting. An industrial equipment rep works at a factory floor. The CRM has an account history. The product doc has the answer. The pipeline depends on what gets captured. But in the moment, the rep is in their own. The customer mentions a compliance requirements or a competitor or a buying signal. The rep misses it. The quote is wrong. The follow-up is late. The CRM gets updated from memory if it gets updated at all. That's a broken loop. CRM means meeting happens. CRM out. Today, humans are the integration layer. Signal lift closes this loop. Before the meeting, Signal lift reads the CRM and prepares a rep, account context, open risks, relevant products, next best questions. During the meeting, it listens continuously and almost never speaks. It waits for the best moment that matters and then surfaces one glanceable cue. Not a transcript, not a chatbot, not a wall of suggestions. One useful nudge at the right time. After the meeting, Signal lift writes the outcome back to the CRM. Next steps, objections, stakeholders, product interest, and pipeline changes. So the rep stays present, the CRM stays accurate, and the deal keeps moving. Let me show you what it looks like. CRM in, upload the knowledge base.
Dr. Zhang, thanks for making time. I'll be direct about where we stand versus eBlot.
Sure. We're actually leaning toward eBlot right now. They have strong academic citations, cell discovery, genome biology. Why should we choose you?
Fair point.
Meeting guide.
eBlot has a real head start on citations. Let me ask you this. What metric will actually decide this for your lab? Sensitivity on weak signals, throughput, or cost per run? I'd like to propose a blind side-by-side test on your own samples.
Probably throughput and cost. We run over 200 experiments a month. Can you break down the 5-year total cost of ownership?
One Blot Pro over 5 years, instrument, service, and consumables, runs RMB 192,000. eBlot equivalent is 278,000. That's 86,000 in savings, about 31%. 2 reasons. Our consumables are open market, non-proprietary, and our service contract rates are lower.
Actual numbers that come
Good.
hard to.
One more thing. Our procurement process requires compliance documentation. Do you have CE mark and NMPA registration?
Both. NMPA Class 2 for in vitro research use, CE mark through TUV Rhineland under IVD Directive 9879 EC and ISO 13485. Full documentation package, registration certificate, business license, manufacturing permit, inspection report, after sales commitment, ready in 3 business days.
CRM log generates meeting summary, next steps, update opportunity fields, and follow-up draft. Prepared, guided, updated. The text is also glanceable on your glasses. You will see the cue on your glass. We're starting with field sales teams in medical devices and industrial equipment. These are high-value technical sales motions. Reps are expensive. The meetings are complex. CRM data is critical, and one missed requirements can delay a deal by weeks. High spot helps before the meeting. Gong helps after the call. CRM stores the deal. CPQ builds the code. Signal lift is the missing loop closer. We connect the system of record to the moment of truth, and then write the truth back. We're not replacing CRM. We make CRM useful in the field. We're not replacing sales in the enablement. We make enablement appear at the exact moment that matters. We're not a post-call recorder. We get the live slick sales motion while deals being shipped. We're looking for design partners, specifically medical devices and industrial equipment companies with 20 to 100 field reps. If your reps are sell technical products, manage complex accounts, and spend too much time translating meetings back to CRM, we should talk. Signal lift prepares every rep, guides every meeting, and updates every deal. CRM to CRM with every field sales meeting in between. I'm Eugene. Yeah, with our website or follow me afterwards. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Shashank Somal. I'm the founder, CEO, and janitor of Finite AI. And we're building infrastructure for multi-agent AI, enabling enterprise teams to design, deploy, manage, observe, and scale agentic applications and multi-agentic systems on a single platform. So let's dive in. There's no doubt that AI agents are going to proliferate in near future. There'll be more than 1 billion agents running in production by 2029. That's what report says. And it's a huge market. It's more than $52 billion market. And all these agents will kind of collaborate with each other. But there's a report, April 2026 by McKinsey, saying that less than 10% of enterprise are able to scale agentic AI in production. Why is that? I think one of the major reasons is today in enterprise, the agents are either stuck in siloed infrastructure in a script or they are stuck as a node in a workflow automation tool, right? It's a classic problem of agent sprawl. And there are three effects to it. One is infrastructure fragmentation, because every use case you're trying to build, you're actually rebuilding the whole plumbing. The second one is poor reusability, because now it is stuck. There's no reusability of these agents. And there's no ROI at scale, because these agents are supposed to be collaborative, not stuck somewhere in particular application. And the third thing is agent lifecycle management, which is very different than software development lifecycle management. Is adding a fifth microservice is very different than adding a fifth agent. You need to kind of do the eval, agent drift in production, then again go back to the author to make changes to the guardrails and all that. It's a complete circle, and there's no lifecycle management unless we think very deep about the fundamental of the infrastructure for enterprise. We are not going to get that ROI in AI initiatives. And that's why we have built Finite. It's an infra layer where we treat agents as a first-class primitives or a first-class citizen or a infrastructure unit with its own identities, reusable skills, and composability, such that the enterprise teams can design and to scale on a single platform. It solves the problem of infrastructure fragmentation, because 80% of the job is already done. The harness is already there. 20% of the job is actually to build the agents based on the use case. The second is we expose these agents like skills, and this whole orchestration based on skills is native to the platform, so that one engineer in an enterprise builds a great agent can be used by 100 folks. And that's why it is exponentially growth of ROI within an enterprise on this platform. If you guys are wondering where we are in the agent stack, in my mind, there are four major layers for enterprise agent stack. One is starts with bottom inference layer, and that's why we are here with GMI, and it's a great thing to be here. There's great synergies. The third layer is the infra layer. The agent infra, where you have agent registry, skills, routing, agent eval, the build, the OS of agent. The next layer is the security, where you have real-time security detection and vulnerabilities on the agent. And the third one, and the top one, is the trust and governance, which you can integrate with like companies like Auth0 or WorkOS or Dscope to have some kind of policies, and then that gets implemented on the agent infra layer for enterprise. The complete governance layer and the control plane for agent OS. It's still a white space with respect to the competitive landscape. There's only a few startups coming up now that spans across the whole agent lifecycle. We are already more than 100K ARR. We are working with 9 different enterprises and system integrators to get us to enterprise, get onto the door. For enterprise, we raised 1.7 last year through a customer and a system integrator, and they are our GTM partner. That was a smart money that we got. And we have also done our SaaS private beta. We are launching our public SaaS right now. Market is huge, as we know. I want to talk a little bit about something called as agent economy. that I've been talking about a lot is at some point in enterprise, every employee will have personalized agents on their laptop, some variant of OpenClaw. And these agents need to talk to some agents living in the centralized location in the cloud. And that's the birth of agent economy, agent to agent communication, where the users are talking to the agents on the cloud. And at some point, organizations will talk to each other on agents, and they will be deploying agents on public registry, or the other enterprises deploying agents on other enterprises agent registry. So it'll be like an internet of AI agents. And we want to power that infrastructure for agent economy. And quickly, I'm going to show you our platform as well. I think we are like, we're end of 6 minutes. But I just want to give you a glimpse of what I'm talking about quickly. Come on. So this is the whole control center that you have with all the things that you can do. Behind the scenes, there's a lot of things going on technology perspective. This whole agent harness and memory context management, all that is happening. But here you have different workspaces that you can build with different functions within the company. You can build different agents, be it a conversational or autonomous, expose it as an API and expose it as an A2A. But I think, yeah, so this is how you build the agentic graph, and you can configure it as an agent, like the whole application can be deployed into an agent registry, right? And give it a skill, maybe a logistics agent or something like that. You can attach MCP layers and, and the main part that I want to show is the agent registry. I don't know, something is wrong with some is internet. But anyway, so you have the agent registry within the whole platform, and then you can kind of reuse this and reconfigure within the whole platform. And I think I have one last slide. We are starting to raise 5 million. Yeah. So, and that's about it. If you guys have a checkbook right now, I have a saved document in my laptop. Or else I can take you out for a coffee or a beer. Okay. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
So, I am David Turner from StorySense. I came from tech originally, but for the last 10 years, I have been producing feature documentary films and TV series. The big secret for all of those projects is they suck and they're really painful. And more importantly, we're spending all of our time searching through footage rather than actually building stories. The last project I did, we shot for 5 years. We were drowning in footage, which meant our high-value editors were spending all their time finding little bits and bytes and organizing them into cohesive little phrases, 90% of which ended up on the cutting room floor. I like to call that inefficiency masquerading as creativity. So I thought if we could point AI at that, and we taught it the basics of good storytelling, that would be a very valuable combination. So this is StorySense at its core. We are visually tagging and transcribing all of our information. So no longer do we have to find a needle in a haystack when we're finding individual shots. So every second is transcribed and visually tagged. We also do semantic search. I, as a producer, am guilty about 10 times a day. I go to my editor and I say, hey, we need a line about, personal growth or personal development. Obviously, you can't keyword search that, right? No interviewee has ever been like, oh, I personally grew that day. So, that means the editor is literally over and over and over and repeatedly searching through the same transcripts. So we no longer have to do that. We can sort of find that right moment for the story directly using semantic search. And then what sort of app would we be without our chat? We can chat against our footage and really get to know it and understand what sort of segments we can build. And then we can actually build those segments themselves. We could say, hey, build me a 3-minute marketing video. So we'll do this. This usually takes 1 to 2 minutes. This is not just, hey, ChatGPT, go build me a video. There is some real domain knowledge here about how do you navigate through thousands of hours of footage. We have a customer right now that has 1,000 hours of footage in the system, and it takes about 1 to 2 minutes for them as well. I'm demoing a smaller corporate video because it's the same pain that is felt anytime you're dealing with unstructured footage. It's, they had 10 hours, but they had 1 day to turn this around. One thing that I knew as a filmmaker intuitively, and we validated in Discovery, is that you need an option to preview. You need to be able to like arrange lines and cross things out and everything before you actually go to the edit. So we designed that around here. Professionals who want to pay for this don't want just a one-click editing system. They want something that you can actually tweak and redefine a little bit before you actually export it to your editing system. Ultimately, it ends up in Adobe Premiere. We sit on top of existing editing systems rather than trying to replace them, and it outputs a cut immediately. So all these little cuts that you can see right here, that is what an editor is spending all of their time, finding little bits and bytes and constructing together. This particular project, this team, they built this by scratch before they met me at StorySense. They took about 5 hours to do what we did in two minutes. So you can do the math there. We are we've been building like crazy. We've got amazing validation from the folks in my space, from documentary filmmakers, indie filmmakers. Right now we are probably moving to corporate and branded, where there's more consistent timelines around volumes of footage. So that is our next step, our ask. We're looking for corporate branded pilot partners that we can basically take their archive of footage and then hand them, their marketing slate for a fraction of the cost. So if that's you, or if you know someone, please, you know where to find me. So thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ashley, and I'm building LingoWells, which is a TikTok for immersive language learning. 10 years ago, I couldn't actually introduce myself very well in English, and now I'm standing here presenting to you all. And I will attribute my language learning journey to mostly immersion. But I was lucky to be able to come to the US when I was younger to be immersed in this language learning environment. But nowadays, I'm trying to learn Japanese and French. I don't have time to fly to Japan to stay there for a while. And one day, my aunt told me out of nowhere that she downloaded TikTok just to learn English. And that's when a little light bulb dinged on my head. Because, we have a lot of content in different languages. We just don't have a good way to learn from them naturally. And AI is really good at teaching. So that's when I started to do a lot of user interviews. And I realized that immersion is indeed the biggest challenge and the biggest factor to fluency. And almost everyone that I interviewed also doom scroll one way or another. And no one is happy about it because it's such a waste of time and it's so addictive. But what if we can scroll to fluency, and what if we can be addicted to learning? So I digged a little bit more into the data, and I realized that the biggest group of short-form video consumer and language learners are the same group, who are Gen Z, under 30 years old. And that's why I built LingoWells. Let me show you a quick demo. Sorry, it's a little small. So if a Chinese learner logs in, they will be able to click on a video. The Wi-Fi here is a little slow. We have a lot of people here. And they can scroll around. And by the way, I made this video. They can add English subtitles. They can also change the speed if it's too fast for them. They can click on a word that they don't know for translation, to hear the pronunciation. And they can also generate a grammar guide on how to use this word in a sentence. They can also save this word for a flashcard experience that will be using spaced repetition. So you can see the word right here. They will be able to see the grammar guide from here as well and practice. So this is a speaking agent. It would take a little bit of time to demo. So if you're interested in how the users can practice the saved word with AI, I can show you a personalized demo later. If the user wants to bring their own content, for example, They can bring in a YouTube video and they can add the content here if they want to use my platform as a tool to learn. A different use case will be right now I'm partnering with the North Central College and the teachers are adding content so that their students can learn. So once a piece of content is published, everyone on the platform will be able to use that piece of content to learn as well. So yeah. Okay, this is too slow, but basically they will be able to do the whole learning module again. So why should we build LinguaWorks right now? If we take a look at the history of language learning, all the way from Rosetta Stone to right now, language learning has becoming more social, more engagement focused, and now with Gen AI, it's easier to personalize the learning experience. The market size of the global language learning is 120 billion, and I'm not factoring into the short form content market or the social media market. And 230 million would be the sum based on a 5-year conservative model. The business model is a typical freemium model. The free version will have ads played in between the videos, and premium subscription will allow users to access all of the features like AI speaking tutor. The go-to-market strategy right now is B2B2C. So we're partnering with the largest language school, Ray Mandarin College and North Central College. And I have about 120 beta users, with 15 to 20% of them being daily active. I actually got approached by some overseas enterprises when I was demoing at different pitch competitions. Some of them are based in China, Europe, and Africa, and they wanted to potentially have their employees use my product as well. But ultimately, we decided to focus on the language schools first because the enterprises are not exactly our ICP. A little bit about myself. I used to work in product at Microsoft and at another edtech company. Previously, I was a software engineer at Cisco, and I went to undergrad at McGill University and graduating from Duke. I actually am flying out to Duke for my graduation right after this demo day. And my founding engineer has a background in software at Amazon. We're trying to raise 250K pre-seed. This is the allocation of our capital. If you have more questions, please scan this QR code to book a meeting with me. And I will also be holding this cute merch around at our table out there. And please find me. Thank you, guys.
How's everybody doing? Good? Yeah? You know, like the second person that came up here, William, right? He was asking about the sticker shock for AI costs. So I already saw all the hands go up. What I really want to know is how many of you guys have figured out how to resolve that problem? Can you come talk to me later? I'd like to know how you did it. I'm here to talk about harnesses. So we're a developer tool. So first of all, my name's Joe Mayonki. I'm the co-founder and COO of Rocket Ride, and we make a developer tool. So it's in the context of what developers are doing. And I think we should all care about this because we've already had 2 developer tooling companies come up here. It's a big topic in the industry. This is one of the most profoundly affected industries in the entire industry, right? In terms of AI transformation. So the big topic right now is harness engineering, and this is a good thing because we've gone from prompt engineering to context engineering to now harness engineering, and that really means we've gone now to the structure around agents, right? Evaluation, orchestration, managing latency, cost optimization, and model routing, right? But the real thing is the market is focused on agentic harnessing. What about the rest of the stack? You have elements in your application tech stack that are not agents. They might be models, they might be deterministic systems. What are we doing about those? And if you look at the market that way, if you look at the market, they're all coming out with their agentic harnesses right now. But what's common about them? They're closed, they're vendor locked, and they're metering you. So this introduces where Rocket Ride comes in. So we are the AI harness for all the harnesses, all the tools, all the agents. What are we? So we're Swiss-born and American-made, which makes us very neutral and very model and harness agnostic, also a little feisty. And we're open source, okay? Which means you own your runtime. And this allows you to run any model, any agent, any harness. And you have the freedom to right size what you're using for each application or solution that you're building. So let's talk a little bit about our traction. So we're 2 months in. We were born at the beginning of March. We've got 2,000 stars, but I don't know if you guys have heard, there's kind of this discussion right now about fake stars. So we're auditing our stars to make sure that we've got a healthy metric to measure ourselves. And we've got about 1,600 verified stars, 4,800 downloads, 150 forks, about 800 Discord users. Our forks to stars ratio is also pretty good, 1 to 10. That's a pretty healthy range right there. And 30 of our 38 contributors to our open source repo right now are from outside the company, so from our community. So we're getting traction in the market. So like I said, this is a developer tool. It enables you to build anything. So I'm going to show you an example, but that doesn't mean this is the only thing we built. So what am I building? Well, first, let me tell you what my problem is. So I'm now running this podcast studio we have in our office. It's the Rocket Ride podcast studio. There's a picture of it there. And as soon as I'm done recording something, I want to start making use of what I just heard. We had some really great testimonials recorded a couple weeks ago, and I wanted to grab what they said right now and use that in our go-to-market. So I want a way to quickly grab those transcripts as well as imagery from those clips before they go to editing. So let's go ahead and switch over. So this is Rocket Ride. It's a VS Code extension, and it works with all VS Code based editors. So Cursor, Windsurf, Anti-Gravity. We also support we love those CLI developers that don't want to use an IDE. We've got a TypeScript and a Python SDK, and we have an MCP server. All of those are free downloads. So what I'm going to show you is how I can build a working pipeline in less than 30 seconds. So there's a lot of entry points. I'm going to use Dropper because it works really well with demos. Okay, so again, I'm going to transcribe videos. I told you that was the first thing I wanted to do. So there we go. I just built it. Okay, I'm going to save. Let's go ahead and run this thing. This is running locally on my laptop, by the way, with local models. Okay, so I'm going to go over here, drop this into a browser. All right, so let's just process a few files right now, just to show that it's working. Okay, so pretty fast. Again, this is just to show you that it's up and running and it's working. Okay, we're done. So we've got our transcripts from each of these videos. These are TED Talks. Okay, so we want to do more. So let's go ahead and stop this pipeline and let's add to it because we want the imagery as well pulled out. So I'll go ahead and I'll extend this thing. I'll grab a frame grabber, which pulls images out. Oh, and let's configure this just for the demo purposes to do it at scene transitions so it doesn't pull so many images. Okay, and then we want thumbnails, and we're going to return those thumbnails. But we're also going to, whoops, didn't mean to do that. And then we're also going to return the actual images themselves. So we'll get the images and the thumbnails, okay? So I know that's a little off screen, so that's what it looks like now. Let's go ahead and save that. Now this time I'm going to show you the observability. So let's go ahead and open this up. This is our observability panel. I'm going to do split screen here. We'll move it mostly over here. You guys know what the pipeline looks like. All right, so I'm going to enable tracing, run this thing. We're going to get that endpoint again. Our new version, by the way, does this all within the context of the IDE, so you don't have to hop between the browser tab. All right, so we'll process 10 videos. All right, so as that's going, you can see we're giving the developer visibility into what's happening. You can see the consumption here. You can also see the parallelism. So one of the great things about our runtime is it's built on C++. and it can handle up to 64 parallel threads going at the same time. I can't do that in a demo right now. That would take too long, and it's open source. Again, we give you that server. You can run it yourself. It's easy to extend, obviously. We can also trace at an individual component and data level exactly what's coming out. And we can dig in here. And when you're using agents, for example, because we support agentic development as well, you can see all the inputs and outputs for everything. Okay. And this is going on. While that's going, I just want to also show you the deployment options. So as I was saying, right now I'm running on my laptop, no internet at all. In fact, the internet's off. You can see that. You can also Dockerize it and run it in your Docker. Launching next month officially is our Rocket Ride Cloud, which will actually execute these runtimes for you very efficiently, cost efficiently, performantly, and a bunch of other things. Definitely find me afterwards. I have a lot of great stuff to talk about our cloud rolling out next month, but you are not required to use our cloud. You can do everything yourself. You can host it on your own machines. So by the way, this finished already. So we've got all those transcripts again, but look, we also have all the images. So we have both the full image and the transcript and the thumbnail. So you can see that just goes way down. There's lots of those. So that's a real brief look into what Rocket Ride does. So in closing, what are we looking for? We're looking for design partners. We are looking for companies and investors who want to start using our cloud over the next month as we soft launch. Give us feedback, help us work out any of the kinks, and we'll subsidize that usage. So it's actually not going to cost you any money, and it's going to actually give you visibility into whether this is something that's going to actually be beneficial to you as well. So teams that want to build on our cloud first, we have limited spots for this. So this is my QR code. Book a meeting with me, and we'll definitely talk. Thank you.
Hey everyone, I'm Ryan. How's everyone doing? Good? Nice. Okay, so essentially we built an agent that runs your paid ads. A little bit about my background is I scaled consumer products, like 50,000 users, did marketing campaigns with 200 million views. My co-founder was one of the youngest engineers ever hired at Google, graduated in 2 years and actually built some of the Google Ads infra. So the big problem is 80% of advertisers never turn a profit. That's a pretty big problem. Why do we think this is happening? Agencies are extremely expensive. If you want to get your ads done right, it's $3,000 to $10,000 a month minimum. And bigger brands spend like hundreds of thousands, a million plus. It's also very slow, right? Average is 6 weeks to actually get a campaign running. Most brands, they can't deal with that speed. And lastly, it's just extremely complicated. You have to do strategy, you have to do the ad creative, you have to set up the ad accounts, you have to do the media buying, and you have to track what works. After that's all done, you have to do the process all over again. This is super fragmented across dozens of tools and even dozens of teams. So what if there was one AI native platform that could handle all of this end to end? This is why we built Pixero. All you need to do is drop your URL. It'll scrape your brand, scrape competitors. It'll get all the assets and find the winning angles. It'll generate the winning image and video creatives and then deploy it directly to Meta. And from there, it'll learn and improve. And you can chat with this just like a real marketer. Cool. So I'll show you guys what we built. So for this example, we'll use Gym My Cloud. So here it'll analyze the brand, get the assets. Cool. Then it suggests some of the stuff it can do. So for speed, let's make some clean
static ads for the brand.
And here you can actually prompt like, you can prompt like 50, 100, and since the agent is doing the prompting, it'll make the variants. It usually defaults to 3, so we'll make three image ads, and you can do video, image. Here's all of the models that we support: Kling, Cdance, VO3, Nano Banana, the GPT image 2. And here you can see they're generating. Cool. Very nice. 1 second. Now let's actually deploy them. So we'll deploy these 3 ads on a traffic campaign called GMI test, 1 ad set on Pixaro's page, a CBO campaign. And you can be as specific or as vague as you want and let the agent make the decisions. So here it's finding the different ad accounts that I have access to, the different pages.
It's the
Here we can see it created the ad set and the campaign, and it should be dropping these 3 ads into that ad set. Cool. Looks good. Now let's see in my meta ads manager, did it actually work? Yes. Very good. GMI test. Let's see. So here we can see all these 3 ads are deployed. Campaign is created. These are the ads right here. It even does the website URL to link it, and the primary text. Cool. We're 8 weeks in. We've scaled to around 86K ARR. We're growing pretty quickly. So yeah, we are looking for investors. So scan this QR code if you want to talk, or even if you just want help with your marketing. Thank you.
Hey, I'm Avi. Does anybody know the name Carl Lamel? No? Over 100 years ago, Carl Lamel set out to disrupt the monopoly of the cinema industry from titans such as Thomas Edison and his motion picture patents company. He set out the course for the independent film industry and pioneered the modern-day star system. Previously, Hollywood required actor anonymity, but Carl, he saw it different. He saw a new paradigm, shifting focus from promoting individual performers as major attractions. Carl Lamel then went on to found what we know all today as Universal Studios. So, over 11 million Americans identify as full-time content creators. That's over 5% of the American population. Over 11 million creators are losing anywhere from 20 to 40K every year due to a lack of distribution and IP management. And that's just in the US. The everyday creator faces the same pain, gaining visibility in the attention economy, managing administrative tasks, and payouts. So, who are we? We are a team of 3 that's been in the music and entertainment industry for the past 10 to 20 years. I performed in front of thousands in the South Bay when I was 5 years old, so working alongside industry legends to writing a creative handbook for non-technical creators. I'm a second-time serial founder. My first venture was an angel investment received for 100K, and we've scaled it over to 7 figures within the first year. I won over 29 hackathons judged by partners at YC like Jared Friedman and for Con at F. Inc., as well as David Sachs, the previous crypto czar at the White House. We also work with independent artists and industry legends like Future, Drake, and will.i.am. We currently have over 500 people signed up on our waitlist and have signed LOIs from our industry design partners VEM Entertainment, who's managed artists like B2K, Wu-Tang Clan, and Janae Aiko, as well as a program pilot with Create Music's president, Manu Kashyap, who manages over 25,000 artists globally. So what is the goal? Our goal is to redefine AI to mean actually independent, and that's Wizard Tech, the agent operating system for the creator economy. Our mission is to provide, deploy, and manage 10% of the creative infrastructure for the creator economy by 2030. One of the things we learned in our customer discovery phase that we found that the trend of the traditional superfan economy is shifting to one of co-creation, the remix economy. Our platform, Wizard Tech, unifies operations for people to create, distribute, and monetize their content. Imagine all your subscriptions as Wizard Tech. Cool, so this is our platform. Wizard Tech is the unified interface for the creator economy, from managing your tour to helping craft your next viral moment. We have some really good music in the background too, but it's not coming right now. But we have the whole interface right here. The first thing that we're kind of launching today is Wizard Studio. There you go. Cool. And Wizard Studio is your agent interface to create, distribute, and monetize your content. We have over 1,000+ generative models, image, video, audio, to help agents create creative outputs. And this is one of the first projects we worked on, was the world's first generative photo shoot with GQ. We did that in partnership with Dr. Zeus. And some more of the agent demos that we have, from a booking agent to a payout agent. That's Wizard Tech. So, generative media has been around for the past couple of years, with the first ad airing a couple of years ago. To one of the first generative R&B artists, signed for a $3 million deal last year. At Soulscape, we pitched Coast, a generative West Coast artist, for the ex-VP of Sony and executive producer of Ferrari. And they were introducing and franchising Coast to use our platform to enable remixable characters. Our GTM this past month has been focusing on distributing to the distributors. We've been building for production by scaling our solution for create marketing needs, reaching out to independent and industry artists like Create and Empire to collaborate with them to create launch virality. Another kind of a monetization method is we're selling pro business enterprise seats, as well as enabling network fees for IP remixing and payouts. And this is one of the demos that we have for our outputs that we can create. And as this is going, I just want to announce that yesterday I just got news that Tiesto was interested in part of being a pilot program. So we're launching our round today right here at the AGI house. If you're interested in talking, I'll have a QR code after.
No play. No bet. No sweat.
Also, we want to say thank you to GMI Cloud, Nicole, Yuchi, and thank you, Mo, for hopping on a call at 1 a.m. last night to help me with my presentation. And that's Wizard Tech.
My name is Alex Newman, and I am the creator of ClaudeMem. ClaudeMem is a memory tool that provides persistent context across sessions in any agent harness that you want. It was designed and built on Claude initially, on Claude code. I started building it about 200 days ago, is what it said on Reddit, actually. And it so it was about 2 months after Claude Code came out, and it wasn't even they didn't even have plugins yet. So I was working on hooks and working on different ways of getting things working, and nothing was I was trying to get agents to work with each other on Slack. Didn't work. They needed memory. So made this tool. Now we're #1 open source memory tool on GitHub with 73,500 stars. I bought a one-way ticket to San Francisco from Philadelphia 8 weeks ago. After the first week, I decided I couldn't go back. I needed to stay here and work on this stuff. And I had about 30,000 stars then. So it's been 40,000 stars in 2 months. And about 20,000 in the past week. What happens is the Claude Code will come out with like a new, I guess, model or feature that like really ruins everybody's tokens, and then somebody reminds them that my tool saves tokens. So that's kind of what I think is happening lately. Here's where we're at when it comes to using agent harnesses. Context goes away. Every new session is a blank slate, right? And there's also the problem. This is actually the biggest problem with memory right now that I'm noticing is like, it's not hallucinating things. What it's doing is it's taking your memories and it's putting the wrong memories into your content that then it expects you to want to put this stuff out, right? Like if I'm having private conversations with GTM and I ask Claude about this person or about this thing, and suddenly I see their name in a generated image. It literally happened to me just now on Gemini while I was doing this and wanted to make a thing that said npx ClaudeMem install. I said, make it look like MySpace or whatever, something cheesy to make it look fun. And it put the name of a VC that I had a meeting with, that I had a conversation with it where I was trying to gauge whatever. And it put this stuff right on that generated image, right? It mentioned a collaborator that had nothing to do with anything on that generated image. So the way that ClaudeMem fixes this is by actually running everything on a timeline. It takes notes in real time while your agent is working, right? So as it's using tools, it's going to observe a whole other agent is running, and it observes for bug fixes, decisions, observations, and then it injects it into the next session with the dates and the times of everything, right? So it runs on like 50 to 200 of these like single line observations. It looks like this, right? So we have these key here, the emojis for bug fix, feature, or refactor, and this gets injected into every new chat. And by doing this, I can say, what have we been working on this past session? And it should give me basically an instant answer. Based on the recent context, here's what's been worked on. npx ClaudeMem, disable Claude Auto Memory, Codex installer. It has all of this stuff from instant context. It didn't need to do any searching. Get me details about these. So now it's doing a progressive search where it is forced to get the titles. Then it chooses IDs that it wants. It has to look at a timeline of items before and after so that it understands that you may have done something to negate what you just did, or you may have done something to harden what you just did, or it might be confused and need to go further and traverse the timeline even more. It's able to smartly decide how it wants to search. And it's doing that because it's actually searching your pre-cached cognitive observations, right? So every other memory tool is trying to find a needle in the haystack. And what we're doing is we're streaming the hay and caching the needles. The observer agent, based on what we're looking for, right? Right now we're looking for bug fix, decision, or whatever. But a lawyer would look for something different. A doctor would take different notes on that. So we now keep the transcript, and that becomes subjective noise. And then we can filter through the transcript live, piece by piece, so that it doesn't blow up your context window. And now this timeline tells a story of everything that's been going on. All right, let's see here. Okay. Yeah, so this is basically what happens when you start it up, is that it's going to actually learn things while you're doing your first session. You can do a learn code base, and it'll read everything, and then it'll write observations, and then the second session uses those observations to save you tons of tokens, right? Because it now knows everything, and we're actually doing some interesting stuff beyond just injecting at the starting point, right? I'm actually blocking file reads completely in Claude Code, and I show a timeline just for that file. So when it goes to read to edit a file, it'll say, here's what you already know about it. Do you need to actually read this file? Yes, no. Do you need to just get a piece, or do you need to use our new Smart Explore tools, right? I'm just going to skip to that. Smart Explore and Learn Code Base. So Smart Explore uses Tree Sitter, which is the same thing that powers code folding in VS Code. Code folding in VS Code is progressive disclosure for our human eyes, right? We fold up the code, we can see the functions, and you click on it and you see it. It's very hard for us to scan all the code when we're reading it. That's why code folding exists. So I'm using the same system to do a progressive search by function name and then getting the pieces out. And it saves like 84% more tokens, actually. Right now, installed right now, Claude Code saves that much tokens. Yeah, that's not a future thing that happens right now. And let's see, where are we? You can also watch it work with the live viewer. Here's the viewer. Looks a little bit like, not like that. You know, I just want to show you the installer and then take questions. So npx cloudbem install. And you want Claude Code, you get to pick whichever ones you want to run on. Let's say Codex, Cursor. Last night, I released a new version, CloudBEM 13, that has a server, a team server. It's in beta, and it's going to allow for team devs to have centralized search on a container with Postgres and Redis, very fast. And I made that Apache 2, but then I made everything Apache 2.0. So it was AGPL 3.0 before, and I did that because I thought I needed to do that in order to get people to pay for the product when I was ready to monetize. But as it turns out, you're better off actually having it be completely open, having the community embrace it, and then, you know, be the best at it. So that's my plan in terms of like monetization, is that there's so many different avenues for what this can do. Like if you run infinitely on the timeline on a Ralph loop, you can run on device AI like forever, right? You can save 90% in token consumption by just running on the timeline infinitely. But a lot of people around here don't care about token consumption or power. Devs do because it costs money, but people who get all the tokens in the world just want to burn more tokens, right? So is that how we sell this? Or do we say this is the ultimate developer tool that now is persistent memory across sessions? But then I was at a robotics hackathon that got the robot to fix its own arm and like have a thought so that I could have onboard timeline memories. And then you can talk to this robot. It'll know what you did 2 weeks ago instantly, like a human. Actually better, because it'll have more than we can really only remember like 2-3 things from yesterday if we like instantly think about it. But this follows the same pattern, right? Anyway, agent SDK or API key, and you're good to go.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Hong. I'm honored to be part of the scale program of GMI Cloud, and I'm thankful for the opportunity to present my startup project, Agentic Sciences, in AGI House. As a starting point, it's a factory of quantitative trading powered by Agentic AI. Now, this agent factory has three organs or components. The first one is a sensors. It monitors and captures news, prices, on-chain data, and from global financial markets. Also monitor the earning call transcripts and filings. In the body, it currently has more than 100 terabytes core finance data from the traditional stock exchange, New York Stock Exchange, and also earning call transcripts and alternative sources like Reddit. And it has a part brain. The brain digests the information and produce signals and push to traders. And the second function of brain is to automatically produce research report based on the data in the body. And it can also run back tests based on the prompts of the traders. This system is self-evolving. The brain will become smarter as the memory accumulates over time. So the first use case of this agent system is simple. It's a message push to the traders' familiar application like Telegram, iMessage, and WhatsApp. The first case is the global financial market news. In this example, I saw the US stock and also poly market. Then this is a new market, provides the important economic information of events. This case shows the best model by May and floated is 80% chance, and Google has 18%. So this information is relevant for the information in the supply chain of these companies. And the second example is from the design partner of the a major AI company. He is interested in knowing the AI memory prices and contract amounts. So the systems will collect the information and push a message to him. And the third example is the debate whether to switch one stock to another. This example is whether to switch Google to Tesla, and it provides information from both sides and compare their market cap. This kind of information can inspire trading ideas. So by simply pushing these messages, it saves traders about 10 hours valuable time every week. And the second use case is for backtests. Traditional backtests may need the coordinating of different teams and numerous meetings. But now, from our three real case of my design partners, it just need 5 minutes of voice messages. I have design partners from Chinese and US major security firms and US asset management firms. So now the system demonstrates the capability of testing strategies, very complex strategies like volatility selling strategies of snowball options in the Chinese market, and also bond relative value strategies in the US market, and the arbitrage strategy between interactive brokers, Hyperliquid, and Binance. And it earns more money for the traders, demonstrated by the very high Sharpe ratio and risk-free arbitrage interest rate, 7%. The third case is deep research. So in this example, I generate AI infrastructure investment thesis from more than nearly 1,600 earning call transcripts. Those are more than 74,000 pages. Now I use the agentic systems to process it, and it aggregates the information from 38 companies and 6 countries into 64 pages of intensive reports. This report is downloadable for my website, agentsciences.ai. And this is worth traditionally $80,000 of labor, $80,000 of labor. Now it becomes one downloadable document. So this is one network structure graph derived from the reports. It shows different colors, means different countries. It describes the relationship and network structure of the AI supply chain, and this information can help navigate to how to invest stocks in the AI infra space. A little bit about myself. I started my stock investments when I was in middle school, and I bought my first stocks and was hooked ever since. And last August, I have done my PhD from Cornell, and then I moved to the Bay Area. And I am also a NVIDIA certified agentic builder. I get 4 NVIDIA professional certification in GDC this year. I'm currently building solo, and at the same time, I'm deeply engaged with the community. I'm featured in the community activity of Olama, DeepMind, and more. And currently, I use the partner-provided production-grade infrastructure from GMI Cloud, TIDB, and Google Cloud Platform. We are getting traction. At the peak months, I process about 30 billion tokens and have generated hundreds of research outputs. These are listed on my website. And the market of turning tokens to profits is huge. The information flow of financial markets is estimated to be 30 billion per month, and the historic data of financial markets is more than 10 trillion tokens. So how to process these tokens and becomes tradable signal and profits in the financial markets is a huge business, and agentic sciences is in it. The global equity market is $120 trillion, and the traditional trading firms make 30 billion per year. And if agentic trading takes part of that, it's a huge business. So I'm currently looking for intimate trading partner, limited amounts, and want to build agentic trading in future with you. And I'm looking for a summer round and now taking investor contact today. So let's connect and chat more about the future of agentic trading. Thank you.
Hello. Okay. We have some questions. Also, we have 2 empty seats in the front and 1 empty seat here. So if you want to sit down, there are empty seats. Okay.
Hey, thanks for the presentation. Great talk. I'm just wondering whether you have actually put any of these alphas or signal into production, because bad test is just bad test alone, right? And it turns out that many signals or ideas do not actually have capacity, in terms of the amount of money you can put into this strategy.
Sorry, I don't get the message clear.
Sorry, let me.
It's about backtest. Yes, I have a backtest result, and I also have a system of live trading and real trading. Yeah, I can demonstrate some real trading outcome from my account when we connect later.
Sure, thank you.
Yeah, okay.
Oh.
I loved your demonstration. My question is, the trading market is full of noises. So how do you filter out the noises and focus on the signals from the at the level of your product designing?
That's a very good question. Yeah. So that's a key align with the key thesis of the business of turning tokens to signals and trading. So one signal source is from the design partner. So the things they care about is rely from their professional knowledge. So they ask about the AI memory prices and the contract numbers. So those are from their industry experience. So they propose this indicator. This indicator has signals for the future market movements. And another test is use the data to do back tests. So if the back test result does not support the indicator, this filter out part of the noise. And if it consistently perform in the history, it may be an indication that that is a signal. So I built a system with a lot of historical data to support the testing. And I also have the live trading channel. So, and this deep research report is also an example from collecting the signals from huge amount of test data. So this example is 47,000 of pages turning into 64 pages of signal. In this document, the signal to noise ratio is very high, and it's free to download on my website, agentsciences.ai. Thank you.
My name is Paul Jaski. Real quick show of hands, who's a vibe coder in here? All right. Al, raise your hand if you're a vibe marketer. Oh, there's like 3 of you. Okay. All right. You're gonna like what I'm talking about. So I'm the co-founder of Glovy. We are the native AI marketing stack for the AI native app builders. So quick background on me. I started my career at NVIDIA, worked at Meta, started a few AI companies in Europe. And my co-founder is a PhD from University of Amsterdam, one of the first engineers building avatars at Synthesia. And we're here to help companies market themselves in the new AI era. So, we're living in a world where building is democratized. What used to cost thousands of dollars costs $10, $20 in a lovable subscription. Anyone can build an app in a weekend. Creating content is also democratized through GMI Cloud and apps like ChatGPT. You can create incredible marketing assets. The hard part is no longer building the app. The hard part is no longer creating the content. The hard part is getting customers, and that's what we're here to help you with. So if any of you vibe coders have tried to ask ChatGPT to help you market your app, what do? You get slop. ChatGPT doesn't have the context about you or your customers, and it gives you things that you are not going to convert customers with. And the way that marketing works is fundamentally changing. If you've read a book about how to do marketing in the past startup eras, they would tell you, find a channel, go to market. That channel is going to get you into your next round of financing, and then you're going to scale from there. That way of marketing is dead. The new way of marketing is being everywhere, testing at every channel, and making sure that you can fully embrace the openings that your agents are going to find you. And so that's what we're building, and that's who we're building for. We're building for the people that raise their hands in the room, that are, like me, coding on 6 Claude Code terminals every day, but they don't want to build a traditional company. They're building an AI native company. And these types of companies are never going to hire a marketing person. So that's what Glovy is. We're an agent that lives inside of your Slack. You can call on the phone. You can bring into your Claude Code instance. It will research your ICP. It will create content for you, and it will run your marketing channels 24/7 in the new AI agent era. And so the way it works is basically you give us your URL. We'll go and research your ICP. We're going to go run your social channels, and we're going to find what converts for your product. The first thing that we'll do is actually help you run social, and then really the future of how we see going to market, it's going to be involving paid and social marketing and advertising. The thing that we're really good at, and this is where our expertise is in generative media, is we eliminate slop. Like with all these new amazing AI tools, you can generate anything that you want. The key thing to market in the new AI era is going to be limiting what you market and limiting what you create, and not creating everything for everybody, and being really focused. And that's what our agent harness does. So we start off at pricing, that's really, really approachable to get your social channels up and running, and we scale with how many channels you run and how much content you make. We've partnered with some of the biggest app builder platforms, and we're launching next month. So brand new company, and here to answer any questions. Thank you.
Yeah, so hello everyone. So I think everyone here, so we are so excited about the AI. I'm the founder of the QCard. So I like to make friends. So this was my QR code and LinkedIn. So we can chat about the state art of the large language models, agentic engineering, and other things. Welcome the VC. Okay, so personally, I have been in the AI field for more than 10 years. So it was so I used to be the research scientist. And I published my first research papers since my undergraduate. And my team was we have the person in finance for more than 10 years and several PhD interns. Yeah, so that's we just I just use my Q card to make a small commercial ads, so you can see that. And why I was so excited about this, it was because so I believe in the future there will be more agents than the humans. So the Q card was not just built for the humans like previously the CapCut. It was also built for the agent. And we also have the strong belief the video model will get better and better, and also the large language models. So we are not hitting the walls. You see the Opus 7 and the ChatGPT 4.5, 5.5, yeah.
AE videos. There's the business video space generation, refinement of sister. Turn ideas to videos.
Text to video, image to video, text to image, edit images, create avatars, upscale quality, and much more. One true control. With QCut, anyone can be a movie or TV series director.
Should be fine. I had a few speaker here.
Oh, sweet, is there?
This part possibly.
When you be a movie TV series director.
I can suggest the output speaker. Have this working.
Not this part has video. I can just use output speaker. Yeah, should be
Video,
fine.
image to video, text to image, edit images, create avatars, upscale quality, and much more. One tool, total control. With QCut, anyone could be a movie or TV series director.
Yeah, so these are all the clips. So people are creating using the QCut. And also, so this part, I think I'm not sure. So I think how many of you guys has been using Hermes or OpenClaw before? Oh, so many. Yeah, so if you are using the QCut, you can just send the instructions. For example, this part was the Discord, and you can see just download the Pokemon videos, analyze the videos, select the highlight clips, and combine them together, and then export, upload to the YouTube. So the software was fully automatic by just following the instructions. There was no manual output. And later you will see it will appear in the timeline. So about this part, so it was just the open claw was following the instruction using the Q cut. Now you can see, yeah.
Video edit.
Okay, so this part.
You can remove that part from the video entirely. QCut already supports Remotion features, which means Remotion videos can be exported directly into the QCut timeline. From there, you can keep editing, refining, and finishing everything in one place.
Yeah, so I'm not sure if the internet works. I can do a quick test. Yeah, if the internet works, we should be able to jump around the timelines. So for the QCut, if you have the novels, and then you just throw into the agent for the QCut, and then it will divide it into different parts and extract the characters and the things like we have done before. So this was also the remotions. So similar to the Adobe AEs, but you can just talk to them. And also the whole video I was showing to you, it was made by the QCut by just talking to it. Yeah, so this was a live demonstration. So the internet works. So as you can see, if you click the words, you can jump to the different words.
From there, you can keep editing, refining, and finishing everything in one place.
Yeah, so we have some early tractions. So we already have $2,000 revenues and 100 users on the waiting list, and more than 5 influencers reported me. So you can see the images. And I was sponsored by several large cloud computing companies, like GMI. So thank you so much for organizing this event, and also the IMA Studio and the Hello AI. Beyond that, so I do the agentic coding. I used to be the top burners, I think, among top 20 in the world back to last October, and I already released the beta versions. 150 beta versions already shipped around the Mac OS and Windows. So yeah, and I like to meet new friends, and I will show my LinkedIn. Yeah, so yeah, thank you guys.
All right, this is from IKL Health. She's one of the founders in our cohort, based in Spain. Here's her remote demo.
Welcome to Iki Health, the platform designed to help healthcare professionals manage all their patients in a clear, organized, and efficient way, no matter the size of their practice or clinic. All essential information is always accessible, structured, and ready in just a few seconds. In this demo, powered by GMI Cloud Technology, we show you how our artificial intelligence processes a patient's data in real time to generate a complete and deeply detailed report. Within seconds, the system analyzes clinical information, history, and recent activity to deliver precise, actionable insights. One of the key elements is the LAI Score Index, a metric that measures a patient's adherence to their lifestyle plan and professional recommendations. With a single glance, you can understand their level of commitment, their progress, and the areas that may need attention. Iki Brain also generates fully personalized strategic recommendations. These include behavioral guidance, clinical adjustments, and activity-based suggestions. You can assign them directly to the patient with one click, without writing anything or preparing additional documents. This doesn't just save time, it transforms the entire follow-up process. Doctors and therapists can focus on what truly matters: patient care. Meanwhile, the platform automates analysis, organization, and insight generation. Thanks to our integration with GMI, we've achieved very low latency and high accuracy in the analysis, provided the system has the right data and proper model training. Overall, Iki Brain can reduce more than 30% of the time that professionals spend on administrative and daily management tasks. If you enjoyed this demonstration and want to learn more, we would be delighted to prepare a personalized presentation and show you how Iki Health can adapt to your business.
Thank you so much.
So let's introduce our partners. So yeah, Lillian, go ahead.
Hi everyone, my name is Lilian Ma. So I lead the global partnership at GMI Cloud and also I'm a mentor to this cohort. So prior to joining our company, I was a founder in the healthcare space. So the Iki Health, that one, just to show the video, is a company I mentor for. It's really a fun experience to helping an international team to, build the GTM strategy and discover their first batch of clients and do the ecosystem analysis for this market. And I'm really looking forward to our next cohort. The next one will be a more global and international one. So if you are building something where you have a really great founder friends around you, I highly suggest you to just share our company information and let them follow our LinkedIn or X. We're soon to post the announcement. So I think throughout the day, you've already learned a lot of benefits joining this program, like the GPU resources and the mentorships and the credits from our generous partners. Also, the credits that will be available on our model library. So our model library covers over 150 models, from LLM to video generation, image generation, voice models, from the proprietary models to the open source models. So you will receive free credits to that. Isn't that great? Thank you so much. Looking forward to seeing you in our next cohort demo day.
Thank you, Lillian. Have Patrick, do you want to come here? Patrick is one of the VCs for today. Thank you for coming.
So thanks. First of all, Ron, thank you so much for inviting us all, and Scale, GMI, and NVIDIA for sponsoring to make this possible. Alexa from AGI House. I know how hard it is. I did an event here last year to pull this all together. I'm impressed with all the startups and the presentation. They're very, really valuable. There's a few where I really want to talk to them and I have some ideas what we could do. I'm in Silicon Valley for over 20 years. I used to be in film before, and then I gave up because I thought I can make more money in tech, and now I love it because it's a full cycle that with AI and movies, I can get back into it and look into investment and do more. I invest in very early stage startup and help them get to a level where we can find them bigger investors and raise and find them clients. So if you are interested and have cool startups, talk to me, and yeah, hope to meet you all later. Thank you. And then there's two. AI Barman is one of the startups I support. They're outside. They serve awesome drinks, mocktails, smoothies, and cocktails maybe later. And then the other one is Oval. It's a AI agentic hub, edge hub. If you guys are interested to build agents for this, talk to me too. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Patrick. All right, for our mentors, Nico, you're up.
First of all, let's give a round of applause for this great GMI Cloud team, Rowan, Nicole, and Yuki. They have done so much great work. Thank you. I'm Nico Farah. I was an engineer and entrepreneur turned product market fit strategist, and I ran a session on go-to-market for this cohort. The gist of it is that there were 3 layers of go-to-market, and often founders jump into the execution without doing the first 2 layers, which is the strategy and the decisions. So if you have traction, but your traction isn't compounding to growth, then come talk to me. I also host a show on LinkedIn interviewing investors about the patterns they see about the growth not compounding. I do that second Tuesday of every month on LinkedIn. Thank you all. Enjoy the rest of the event.
Thank you. It is very nice, the show. We have Locke from Bay House Creative.
Hey, thanks everybody. I had the pleasure of mentoring Ashley from Lingo Whales, this cohort, and I gotta tell you, I have one big, huge regret, and it's the fact that we just didn't have enough time. I think I wanted to spend so much more time with Ashley. We had so many more things to talk about, and we just didn't have enough time. So I'm hoping that we stay in touch and that we continue to build because she has a product that I think is going to improve lives. And the whole point of this is to use AI and leverage AI to improve the world. So I think that that is one of my regrets, but also my biggest privilege. I have to tell you, though, that I'm not a very traditional mentor. I don't have a long history of building startups and helping people fund startups, but I do have almost 30 years of being an educator. I've taught everyone from sixth grade students to corporate employees, which are sometimes the same type of person. I've also taught Air Force fighter pilots. I've trained them to be the best of the best in the Air Force's version of Top Gun. And so I share that with you because I think part of being a mentor and part of being a part of this community is meeting people where they are, right? When you're a mentor and you have a mentee who is building and who is progressing, there could be so many different stages of progression, and you have to meet them exactly where they are. Otherwise, you're really no good as a mentor because you're probably going to be spending that time telling people about yourself and telling your mentee about how great you are instead of really helping your mentee build and helping that person grow and develop their startup. So that's my impression on this program, and I'm really hoping to be invited to cohort 2. But just to share a little bit about Bay House Creative, we are the agency that's covering today's event. So our video team, our photographers are going to produce the footage, and we're going to create some really amazing content on behalf of the team over the next couple of weeks. I just spoke to Luisa, by the way, the CMO at GMI, so I think I can say this, but we're partnering with GMI as well to build out a podcast studio in San Francisco by the waterfront. So we're going to use that as a way to share the GMI narrative, to bring you guys into the fold, to tell stories, to document the experience, and to really bring GMI into a place where people recognize the value of the platform, but also the value of having a program like Scale and being able to share the technological advancements with the rest of the community. So we're going to do that really soon. Happy to talk to you about the space. Happy to connect with you about bringing you into the space as well. And so thank you very much, guys, for having us here, and looking forward to meeting you soon.
Thank you, Locke. And have Jake, so mentor and partner.
Hi. Yeah, one more round of applause for our Space AGI House, GMI for the Scale program, and most importantly, the builders, the founders themselves, architecting the future. So it's really amazing to see these companies. I was asked to help mentor in this program. I worked with Chi Hong of Agentic Sciences. Chi Hong, raise your hand. Yeah, great job. Really amazing companies. I was very impressed with the caliber of talent that we saw here. I'm a 4-time founder myself. I've had 2 exits. I love building companies. And I really think events like this showcase the best that Silicon Valley has to offer. You know, you guys chose to spend your Friday here at AGI House, kind of the capital location of the capital city of the agentic future. So I love to see all the companies building, and in fact, I run a fund now. We saw a slide a few minutes ago about how there will be 1 billion agents by 2028. I think there will be 1 billion agents next year doing real economically productive work on behalf of humans. And our fund is investing in companies and founders that are driving that future. So if you're a builder, if you're a founder that is focused on accelerating the economy and creating abundance for humans, I want to talk to you. All layers of the AI stack. We love to support our founders here. And in fact, we may be one of the first investors of the Scale cohort. One of our portfolio companies, Anthem, presented earlier today as well. I was very pleased to see them. They're killing it. Yeah, go talk to Joseph about your marketing needs. But yeah, and happy to chat. Come find me, and we'll talk about agents and the future of the economy.
Thank you, Jake. Appreciate it. Now I have Weijing is a VP of Engineering at GMI Cloud.
All right, thanks, Rowan.
Thank you.
Again, I really appreciate the attendees today and all our cohort for these sessions. My name is Eugene. I'm the VP of Engineering in GMI Cloud, and I lead all the engineering team effort. One of my objectivity is to ensure that all our cohort can get the best infrastructure or APIs from us, so we can better support all the engineering efforts and all the production building. With that said, I just want to send out a message that we're currently hiring. If you're into the agentic realm or you're really into the AI infrastructure, don't hesitate to contact us or send us guys your resume. We are actively hiring a couple openings and would really love to talk to any of you guys. Thank you so much.
All right, we're wrapping it up, and we got some cool activation around outside. So if you're in the cohort, we have some table cards for you. You can find a table and put your card there, so people will find you. Investor will talk to you there. We also have Newport's mirror. If you wanna try out like different outfit, you can basically go in the mirror, and then like the mirror's gonna change your outfit. We also have 2 bars, one AI bar and one traditional bar with the actual alcohol. And then we also have tacos around. If you didn't get to eat the honor jury earlier, if you're hungry, go grab some. What else? Also, if you're the founder, we will have interviews. Rowan's gonna be your content guy today. He wants to film like the funny before after video of like, if you ever get into IPO day, you will find your video funny. And we have a Hasha girl, Natasha. If you're a founder or if you really, really want a Hasha, back her and get you a professional Hasha taken. Yeah, that's all we have today. Thank you so much for coming.